Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. Okay, let's jump right into this Dear Deidre letter. Dear Deidre, my friend and I had our kids together. I have my precious baby girl, and my friend got her boy she always wanted. We are both so happy because we plan for our kids to grow up together the way we did, loving and close. Our kids turned 9 this year. 3 years ago, I moved a little further away to a better neighborhood because I wanted my daughter to be raised in a better environment. So our kids don't see each other as often. Last weekend, we decided to get together because it's been a while and we needed to spend some quality time. And a time was had. We took the kids to an indoor water park, the movies, skating, etc. Anyway, we returned home that Sunday and resumed our weekly regular schedule. On Mondays, baby girl's dad blah. On Mondays, baby girl dad takes her to dance classes after school because that's the day I work late. He called me Monday afternoon and told me to come home early because there was something important we needed to talk about. When I got home, he proceeded to tell me that baby girl told him there was some inappropriate things that took place between her and my friend's son over the weekend. I was horrified and confused, and baby girl's dad wanted answers like yesterday. I really don't know how to approach my friend with these accusations, and it's even more hard to do so because it's about her son. I'm struggling because all this happened on my watch, and my daughter didn't even tell me. I don't know what direction to go in. Please help. Sign. Is it wrong to accuse a 9-year-old of sexual abuse? Oh my God. Wow. Let me take a sip. Let me take a sip. Let me take a sip. Let me start off by saying I'm sorry that this took place, period. I'm sorry that this took place, period, because, when young people are in your care, whether they're yours or not, you definitely feel that overprotective feeling of monitoring what's going on and making sure they're good because they're kids, right? And you definitely allow some of your guard to be let down when you're around folks that you trust. Like case in point, I go to my mother's house almost every weekend, and if my child was there, my child would be able to play about freely because these are people that I trust. Like you said, it's you, your friend, her son, and your daughter. This is your comfort zone right here. You know your friend your whole life. You known her son his whole life, right? So of course it wasn't the whole you being negligent. It was the fact that I'm around folks that I trust. So I didn't feel like I needed to be so hyper vigilant, and I get that, right? That's one. So I'm so sorry that took place. Whatever took place, right? Let me start by saying that you and your friend have a long history. You and your friend have a long history of friendship. You didn't just meet her, she did not just meet you. So I don't see it being impossible for you to be able to just share the facts, right? Because I think the issue comes in situations like that where people start putting their own feelings and emotions and spins on it because of their feelings and emotions. When you talk to your homegirl, you talk to her about the facts. That's it and that's all. The facts of what was stated to you, that is what you share with your friend. Hey, we need to talk. We need to talk, right? Baby girl share that 1, 2, 3, 4 happened. And I just want to make you aware because the accusation was made against your son. And, there's a few things that need to take place here in order for us to move forward. Right? In these moments, the primary bulk of the support goes to baby girl. You know, it goes to baby girl. So I think what you can do is, immediately you need to share, right? But immediately after, you need to really, 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 really take this time to cradle your baby. Because I think it bothered her enough for her to share with dad. I think she may be traumatized by it because I'm pretty sure it hasn't happened in the past. And I think that there is some things that she needs to know regarding what took place so she can know how to feel safe and how to move forward. I want to say something about boundaries. Shout out Melanie. Shout out Melanie. I will drop the link in the description box. She has wrote a book for her daughter, and it's called No Means No. And it's a beautiful way for young girls. I think it's for ages like maybe 5 to 12 or something like that. But it's a beautiful way for young girls to learn how to set boundaries and ways that you can say no that doesn't offend people, but it also lets them know that you have boundaries. Right? And I'll drop that link in the description box. And if you want to also use that as one of the resources that you have the conversation with your daughter with, so you guys can be able to move forward in a positive direction, just in case she ever, God forbid, has to encounter something like this again. Right? Because, this is serious. This is serious. And the fact that she didn't share it with you immediately when it happened, it makes it even more of a delicate situation. Right? First off, let me say, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. What I always think about is folks' intention. I always think about folks' intention. In every situation, I look at facts and then I look at intentions, right? Once again, you were around folks that you've known your whole life, damn near. You have known this girl your whole life. You were there before her son was born, right? So there is an elite level of trust that you have for both these individuals, because I'm almost sure that if you didn't, you would never even allow them to be alone. So you trust those people. So it's not like, you left them with some strangers that you never seen the day before in your life and hope and prayed nothing happened. No, we were around people that we trust. Right? So that's one reason why you shouldn't beat yourself up, because you were around people that you trust and you trust the situation to be safe. Why wouldn't you? Right? That's number one. Number two on the list, don't beat yourself up, because there's ways to address this situation where everything about it doesn't have to be negative. Which is why I'm grateful you wrote this letter, and I'm hoping and praying you come get your Operation Heal 100 Heart session, because everything regarding the situation doesn't have to be negative. It could do a number of positive things. Number one, it could really, really deepen and solidify the friendship that you have with your homegirl, because she might, to some degree, be unaware about what's taking place with her son, and you as a friend and put her on. So now she knows what to do to be a better parent to help this young person. That's one. Two, it could also help you to help the young person, which is even more important. Because these type of things you want to kind of get information from young, because when you're dealing with it as a teenager and young adult, it's different consequences behind that. So now you can help this young man along with your friend rectify those behaviors from young. Right? Also with your daughter, this is the first stage of you helping her to create healthy boundaries. We all need them. We all need them. Thankful for my mom. Shout out to Miss Penny. She started enforcing that from young because of her own trauma. So she always enforced from, I was about 4 years old, the benefits of making sure that I set healthy boundaries, and I'm very stern on what can take place, what can't take place. You know what I'm saying? So this could open a door for you having to introduce your daughter about what that looks like, and there's nothing wrong with that. The earlier they learn that, the better. So there's a number of positives that can come out this situation if that's the goal, to make it positive, right? So I think calling your friend with the facts. Hey, this is what my daughter said took place, right? Emotions are going to be running high. Because either she's never heard this before, so she's going to be shocked and appalled, and to some degree hurt. Because you have to remember, she loves you. She loves your daughter. She don't want to see y'all. She don't want to see no harm happen to y'all, and definitely not at the hands of her baby, right? So that's one, she's going to be hurt. Two, she doesn't want this accusation put on her son, true or not. You just don't even want to think anything negative about your kid. So emotions are going to be running really, really high. I don't know how close of a relationship your daughter's dad and your friend has, because my suggestion would be to exclude him from the conversation, because, it's you and her that share the friendship. So I think that it's you and her that should talk alone. Of course, he's the other parent. He has every right to want to know things and to be upset. But to help this situation be beneficial, it might be better for you to just go back and convey the information to him, and y'all come up with a plan for y'all baby girl as parents, as opposed to making him a part of you sharing with your friend what took place, and all these emotions all over the place, and then it gets ugly, right? So we might want to separate that from how you address it, if that's what you see fit, right? Once again, you come in with the facts, and then you allow her to do what she needs to do. I don't know if some anger will come up for her. Who knows? Remember, your baby is not the only baby involved. It is another baby involved, the same age. So mom may be a little defensive and angry as well, because she may feel like the same way that you guys are upset and feeling like your child was unprotected, now making this accusation makes me feel upset. It makes me feel like I have to protect my child. So there's a lot of things that could come up for you guys during this. What my suggestion would be is to keep in mind and never forget who's at the center of this, and that's the kids. That is the kids. That is the kids. So as long as you guys can stay focused on this is really about helping these kids, then I think the emotions can come down a little bit. I don't necessarily say don't necessarily know if they're gonna come out of it, because as parents, you feel everything for your baby. You feel everything for your baby. So there's no way in hell that either of you, your friend, you, or baby girl's dad, can take the emotions completely out of it. But there's a way to navigate those emotions that it doesn't rile everybody up in a negative way. Okay? So, in those moments, once you share with her, you might want to say to her, well, listen, try to have the conversation with baby boy, and I'll give you a call back in a little while, because I need to go and, console my daughter and see what's going on and see what I need to do to assist her. So it gives you guys both some space to make some decisions and kind of, work through the situation independently, as opposed to initially together when emotions are running high. I think that you and dad should go to baby girl, because I'm going to tell you what I'm assuming is the case. And again, I could be wrong. It's just my assumption. I feel like baby girl knows the relationship that you have with the mom, and how much y'all love each other. And I think that she didn't share with you because she didn't want to put any friction, in the air when we're all here having fun, right? But she might know that dad isn't as connected to these people, and she could share that information with him, which is why she did, right? And that's all well, fine, and dandy, right? What you guys can do when you both go is dad can start the conversation up, since he's the person who received the information. Hey, baby girl, I know you shared some information with me, about when you and your mom was away this weekend, and your mom just wants you to share with her too, so we can all talk about it, right? And let her share with you, as opposed to just getting it from him. Let her share with you what took place, if she feels comfortable. And once she gets out that, this is what happened, then you get to navigate what is your next steps, right? Was it touching? Was it kissing? Was it fondling? Was it groping? Were private parts out, or was they touched on top of the clothes? It just gives you more facts to kind of share with your friend. So once again, everybody can make the best decision, okay? So, you get it and you don't interrupt her. And also, I'm going to tell you like this. Be mindful of body language and facial expressions, because kids are not stupid. They pick up on everything. So let's just say it's a part of the story where she says, well, remember when y'all went downstairs for soda and we stayed upstairs by ourselves? If that didn't happen, your face shouldn't reflect that. She should not know that in those moments when she's saying that, you're about to call her a liar. Right? So your facial expressions and your body language has to be really, 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 really at ease, because then that provides the comfort for her to continue sharing. Because the moment you do something, it's going to make her tense up and she's going to go back into her shell. And you want to get the information from her because you want to know how to fix this. Your mom. You and dad want to be able to fix everything for your baby girl. So be mindful of your body language and your facial expressions, so she can feel the comfort to just let it all out, right? After she does so, I think before you say anything or do anything, you should separate yourself and take a couple of minutes for yourself. Because hearing whatever took place is going to upset you. It's going to upset you. Even if it was just he patted her on the butt, it's going to upset you. Because number one, you were there and you quote unquote allowed, for lack of a better term, right? I'm just using that word. I don't intentionally mean it, but you allowed this to happen to her. And she didn't share with you. You didn't notice or recognize anything. So a lot of emotions are going to be swirling at that time with you. Hey, I know to some degree, I'm telling you, keep on a poker face, but you're not going to be able to do that always. So once she got out, whatever she needed out, just give yourself a minute to say, can I use the bathroom? I'll be right back. Let me get some water. Do something to separate yourself and gather yourself. Okay? Because you still want to show up as a loving, nurturing, and compassionate parent for your child because they've gone through something unfortunate, right? So you separate yourself, you give yourself a minute, some deep breaths. What the fuck did I let happen? Oh my God. Whatever you need to say and do to get yourself together. And once again, like I said from the beginning, do not beat yourself up over this. It was an unfortunate experience that you have to work through. And you definitely have to keep standing stoic because you have to assist baby girl and how to navigate this. She don't know what she's doing. All right. So now once you gave yourself a few minutes to get it together and you come back in there, instead of talking more in detail about what took place, now is the time to talk about support. I'm here for you. I'm your mom. I love you. I always have your back. You can always be honest with me. And then you can even ask, why didn't you tell mommy? Because she may or he may have also said, don't tell your mother. Right? So she probably was afraid and said, okay, I'm listening to what he said. He said, don't tell my mother. But she did tell somebody. And that's something that must be acknowledged. She did tell somebody. Right? So, just trying to still make sure that you keep the space serene and calm and, because any excitement or, anything that can make the energy shift is going to make her clam up because granted, it took a lot for her to share that. Be mindful of the conversation you and dad have in front of her because that would mean a lot as well. So that's why I say, please try to have some pre-conversations with dad because dad, I don't imagine has that close of a relationship with your friend. And do dad even know her son? You know what I'm saying? And if not, he's on his own wave of emotions because dads are a million times protective over their daughters. So in those moments, he's not thinking rational and wanting to talk. No, it's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck for him. You know what I'm saying? So in those moments, instead of him allowing him to lose his shit, you got to kind of try to navigate him to a space where we're all talking calmly and compassionately and just making baby girl feel comfortable about the information that she's sharing and also making sure she's reassured that mommy and daddy is going to fix it. Okay? But the moment you lose her with the hooting, the hollering, and the screaming, and y'all arguing with each other, and she ain't want to run that motherfucker no more, all of the things that could possibly get said, that's going to trigger baby girl to clam up. She's going to look at this as a bad thing that she told, and now you're dealing with a young person who you don't know what the fuck is going on with them because they won't tell you anything. Because when I told y'all the last time, look what it led to. So you and dad be very mindful about the conversations y'all have with each other in front of baby girl. Right? And you give your friend some time, I don't know, or maybe she'll call you back, who knows. And then, you guys have an open and honest conversation about what took place. Now, when dealing with the friend, you have to be mindful that this is her baby too. So he may have an edited version of what took place, and he may have shared that with his mom, and his mom may feel like his edited version makes more sense. So I'm going with what my son said. The goal here is not to lose the however many year friendship over this situation. The goal here is not to point fingers and act like every and anybody involved in it is the bad guy. No, the goal here is to figure out what happened, to make sure it never happens again, to get all the proper channels of help that they need, and to move forward. So remember, she's also running on the adrenaline of, that's my motherfucking baby, and y'all speaking about my child, and you know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. When you guys speak again and you see that that's where her energy is being projected, remove yourself immediately. Because the goal, once again, is not to lose the friendship. And if she's coming at you in a particular way and it's about your baby girl and you feeling away and she know herself, like, it's going to get ugly. So once you see that she's going down a road that you can't navigate in a positive direction, you just say, you know what, can I call you back? Can I call you back? Because that gives you some time to kind of woosah, come down, be able to speak rationally, as opposed to what's taking place in the moment that would piss your ass off, right? So now, once you got off the phone with her and you go to try to get yourself together, then you can navigate when you guys will speak next and what's next steps, and vice versa. But it's just a matter of you detaching yourself in those moments, because feelings are not facts, but everybody's entitled to their own. And the same way how you want to protect your daughter and get down to the bottom of things, she wants to do the same for her son. And because nobody outside of those two were present or privy to the situation, it's kind of hard to say who's right and who's wrong. So this is definitely a one. This is definitely a one. Once again, you may get feedback from dad like, I don't want my daughter around this little boy no more. It might be a number of things that play out, right? And I want you to always be able to take your emotions outside of it for 2 minutes so you can think rationally, because again, for dad, that's not a far-fetched thing to say, and it's not a far-fetched thing to think, and it's actually not a wrong feeling or emotion. If you're telling me that somebody put what I view as danger, as my child in danger, then yes, I'm going to become overprotective about her being in their space. As a father, he has every right to feel that way. And you have to honor his feelings as well. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful, because this situation does have the potential to get ugly if you let it. But if not, all parties can work together, the adults, and be able to cement and shelter these kids and be able to help heal them before the situation persists or get worse. But everybody has to be willing to do so. Everybody has to be mature, and everybody has to do the work. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what that looks like? That looks like you coming to get your Operation Heal 100 Heart session. That looks like all three of you coming to get your Operation Heal 100 Heart sessions. But before all three, it looks like you first. It looks like you and your homegirl, and then it looks like you, your homegirl, and dad. Or it looks like you first, you and dad, you and your homegirl, and then all three of you guys. Get the young people some therapy, some help. You know, if the young boy is exposed to things prematurely and that's where he gets it from, maybe mom is unaware. Maybe he's seeing something at a babysitter's house. Maybe he's seeing something when he's with his cousins that makes him feel like certain behaviors are okay. If the young people need therapy, provide that to them. Get all of the natural resources you can to be able to make this a positive income and everybody come out on the other side healed as opposed to hurt. All right. This dear Deidre was heavy. This dear Deidre was heavy because anytime that is a situation regarding kids, it really, really makes me clam up and I get a little nervous because that's a very sensitive and delicate situation. And one thing I would never do is mistreat a child. So, you know, I want to make sure in my dear Deidres when we're discussing children that I'm being mindful that no matter what, my job, my goal, my life's mission is to protect children the best way I know how. That's all parents' job as well. It takes a village. All righty, so, oh my God, thank you for trusting me, you guys, with your transparency, your honesty, some of your deepest and most vulnerable moments. I appreciate this so much. You don't know. Right. In any event, thank you for writing in your letter. I pray that I see you for Operation Heal 100 Hearts one-on-one session, best friend session, couple session, children session, and then group session. Okay, I do the work for everybody. All in all, thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I want to hear all your feedback on this letter. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up, and thank you guys. I love you. Enjoy your day.